And this is the time, the place, where, for another scene in Sons of the Red Branch, Maeve is yet again, excuse me, wandering the camp, um, trying to finally get a better idea of who's where exactly, because there are several packs out for the siege, and figuring out who's bunked where when it doesn't look like whole packs are sharing tents or anything like that is a bit of a trial and error type thing. So she's been puttering along, glancing around, seeing who's where, if people are hanging out by certain tents, and just trying to get an idea of, if not exactly where Fiona is, because, I mean, it couldn't be that easy, maybe at least spotting some of her packmates. Just something to give her an idea on where the hell Fiona is.
You definitely spot the Shazfay closer to the riverbed. Probably just it's the way the camp's kind of laid out. Some people have their own tents. Some people are sharing like a larger tent. It's definitely mix and match. Children of the Oak are closer to the Palisades. Um, and you see the likes of the Primal closer to the mess hall. It's kind of people have just organized a bit. Some members share together, much like Ratley and Lenora share a tent together. Don't give a shit. Um, where some prefer their own kind of individual space. Like Farah, for example, likes her own individual space, but others just don't really seem to give a shit. So most of the children of Oak are actually sharing like a one larger tent, apart from Daniel, who's got like the commander tent, obviously. Do you know what I mean? But
Mm.
it's that type of vibe. The Right Master, for example, is sharing a tent with Rory.
Aww.
And the Weird of the Forest, they've been kind of coming in and out, really. You're not sure. Do they fucking sleep out in the fucking trees, or what the fuck do they do, really? You know what I mean?
Look, for all
But
she
you do
knows,
see
she's
Shadow
gonna
Step,
go to.
he's...
Sorry.
Mm-hmm. No, go ahead.
I was gonna say, for all she knows, she's gonna go to the other side. There's gonna be another set of tents there.
Yeah, I mean, it's a lot more quieter setup for the Weird of the Forest. They have very odd, you know, basements, essentially. But they're doing a lot of the trapping around the place, so wherever they're sleeping, you pretty much can guess it's fucking hard to get to.
Yeah, probably. Well, sounds like she's headed down towards the river then.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there's a little
Yeah.
top prop waving to
You'll
people
actually,
being
by
cheery.
one of the fires that is up, um, you can see by one of the fires, you'll actually probably see Fiona sitting down, really. Like a little small inlet of fire that's kind of made up, little fireplaces and all that. It's, again, little campfires, it's that type of vibe.
And as much as she might need to find a way to explain to her at some point, she will not hesitate to come over, do the little wave, like the oh hey, and probably honestly just start with a mind if I join you?
Glances up. No.
No, the little smile grows. And she'll give maybe a little more space than she used to in the past, just because there's no telling how touchy Fiona is about her personal space at this point. She wouldn't be surprised. So she comes over to plunk down alongside, maybe not quite as close as she would in the past, but certainly not like across the fire. How you feeling?
There we go.
Cool.
Now I can hear you properly. Yeah, now I
Oh,
can hear
that's
you
good.
properly, Mike. thing was jumping around the place. So once you kind of plonk down beside her, Fiona's relatively. I mean, she's not like she's not angry or she's not anything. It's an oddly numb way that she's acting, if anything.
Oh, good, because that's not alarming either. Ooh.
So
Yeah.
she kind of just is kind of sitting there, kind of just once you ask could you join her, she goes no, and she does mind, and you kind of sit down and yeah, it's very much she's just staring into the fire, kind of sitting. She's again, in kind of travel gear, so but again, maybe you notice she has lost. I wouldn't say like shocking amounts of weight, but it's notice, it's distinctive. Her cheeks are more like definitely now more pronounced,
How are you feeling?
Fine.
Glance over.
Had a chance to talk to Klaus since he got picked up?
Bits and pieces. Before he was snapped up by the dead mother and the dead father.
No? I don't imagine it'll be long before you're seeing him again.
Probably not, no.
It is, and she's still just dead panning it, isn't she? Aggressively.
Mm-hmm.
Is her way.
I mean, again, it's not really. I'm gonna actually correct you. She was a lot more livelier. Even with she was more straightforward. She was kind of like just a blunt, she was just blunt, but she always had life to her.
Mm-hmm.
Like the very even then, she always seemed to be very lighthearted with you in certain cases, or even when she was being kind of strict, there was always a bounce to it. It's reminiscent of Carol, but in a way, it's not quite as dead as Carol is. Carol is just flat. This is just hollow.
Yeah, Maeve is admittedly a bit stuck because she was hoping.
And you're leaving tomorrow?
Yes. Well, there's the orders, at least. That was what I was told I would be doing.
You didn't ask for it?
No. The command was given to Albert, and Albert decided that it would be better to have me take the raiding party while he scout.
Seems like a pretty good idea to me.
More than likely, yes.
More than likely.
Yes.
Definitely a stubborn little scooch closer. Just because it allows for lowering the voice. We haven't talked much in a while.
We have not.
How's Emma doing?
Adjusting. It's taken her some time to fall in the various habits of this place, but she is an industrious sort. Likes to keep herself busy. Takes lots of photographs.
Photographs.
Yeah.
She did seem like if I'd met her under any other circumstances, she would have been a very industrious type.
She's a journalist. That's her job.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, just kind of like, oh, wow. Don't you already taking record of everything?
Attempting to, at least.
Did she manage to convince you to let her take a picture yet?
I could not say. I have not seen her or been approached by her.
You haven't?
Hmm?
You haven't seen her?
No, mate. She kind of finally, it's like an annoyed glance, like, oh, do you know what I mean? She has not come and asked me for a photograph. No.
Sorry.
And she glances back to what she was doing. It's kind of, it surprised you because she's normally never that snappy. You know what I mean?
She hasn't. Sorry if I was prying.
I'm used to Afiana prying about kinfolk. There's no harm done.
No. I don't like to agitate you, and you seem like you're a million miles away.
Just taking in the atmosphere of this place. It's an important role as a galliard.
You know what? Fuck it. Maybe we'll give a bit of a glance around just to see who's even in range. Kind of take a moment to realize, like what conversations can I hear? Like,
You can hear men, like you can hear the likes of Gravelwalk going over his raid, some of the raid strategy with some of his pack. Like I want you here and this. You can hear Rory discussing various things with Druss. About like, are you sure we have this covered? What about this? And Backfire just talking about various ways he could perhaps heal Gareth after this is done. It's kind of very much on the point of battle. You know what I mean? Everybody's very focused, very driven. Some people are complimenting Daniel's leadership. Some people are complimenting each other on battle things they did. And people so far are kind of trying to be productive because they're taking initiative, they're fighting, it's a very Fianna atmosphere in the camp, oddly. It's very lively and but they're not like singing or dancing, no, they're very on to the task, if anything.
I guess you can hear a lot from here, can't you?
You can hear what I need to hear.
And if you could hear anything you wanted to hear, what would it be?
Could you not hear me?
Oh no, there's just a silence.
All right.
There's just a lingering silence.
Just turn a glance.
Yeah, Fiona's staring headlong ahead of her, very focused, very. The fire just seems to add. Again, it adds just kind of the pale reflection and shadows add only to the gauntness now of her face, the sharpness of her cheekbones, now the sharpness of her jawline.
Starts, a little bit of a lip chew, thinking, kind of just trying to decide how exactly she's gonna tackle it.
You think they're all hearing what they need to?
What?
Do you think they're all hearing what they need to?
I'm sure they are in their own way.
There's a. Mm,
Any youth? Are you gonna be this quiet tomorrow?
Hmm?
I understand why you've been away and quiet, of course. But you'll be this quiet tomorrow.
Do you understand? Find it's like the eyes just going off the fire and then like a hawk. Those kind of gray green eyes just swoom.
I can't say I know how you feel. I can't say I understand as though it was happening to me, but I can at least understand that you've been hurting.
Ask your question, Maeve Matron.
Whew. Trying to decide whether this would make her angry in a good way or a bad way or not get a response at all. Are you ready to find your voice again?
Do you assume I've lost it?
No. No, it's not lost. Nothing like that. No. But I worry about you. Not because I think you can't handle anything, not because I think that you're, I don't know, weak or stricken or anything like that. I hate to see the shadow of everything that's happening on you. I hate to see you hurting and not knowing how to help.
I'll put it like this, it's an odd sensation, really. To have just, it's the way she looks at you. It's this hollow, yet at the same time, I wouldn't call it like predatory or nasty. No, it's, though the eyes definitely have some fire in them, but it's a different kind. You still have a hunt to do.
I'm still doing it. Even now, I'm doing the things that I need to.
Now I'll wait till the trophy is at my feet.
Or has happened. I wouldn't want to talk about it out loud.
You collect trophies when you're hunting. It's the entire point of the exercise.
Thoughtful bit of a frown. Because I'm not gonna lie, that's a very Solar Fang thing to say.
It's. Oof. Do you know what I mean? I don't know what Maeve's reacting. She's not trying to intimidate you. You get this kind of vibe. It's just. Oh, it's something else. Do you know what I mean? There's just this expectancy. This cold, hollowed expectancy.
I'm trying to think, because I don't think she even got a scratch the last time she ran into him either. I don't think she's actually walked out with a scratch either time.
No. Whereas Fiona got a gut wound. And already killed her.
Mm-hmm.
I said, I could tell you more, but I wouldn't want to do it out loud, Fiona.
Why would I want to hear about the dog that you're hunting? Only that when you write it down. Pray is pray.
What if I told you that the prey was afraid? That it saw a hunting party on the move and had to investigate to make sure that it was not the prey for today?
Then it is not afraid enough. It owes me a lot more than that.
Considering how close it is, you could make it afraid. You're the one it's watching.
Just gonna emphasize. I intend to.
Whew.
Not a single bit more emphasis in the voice, but holy shit.
It's when you like. That's what I mean. It's the eyes. It's not like Carol's. Carol's just very deadpan, just stare. You know what I mean? This is grim stare, but hers, like she's hollow. But you see it right in the eyes, the flicker.
It came to me. I guess it saw you.
Good.
Yeah, she's kind of bouncing off that wall, which admittedly is probably why Fiona's put it there, but you could tell it's like she's on the outside of a box trying to figure out, like,
Mm-hmm.
how to get in. You can't go through the wall. She's not that kind of person. How does she
Mhm.
get around or over or under?
Do you want to leave this mission?
And why would you ask me that?
It's normally I can see that you want something when you say it. I can tell what you want and what you don't want. Normally, I don't feel like I'm across the room even though I'm right next to you. And now, talking about it, you only say it was Albert's idea. And that surely he has a good reason. Not that you know you can do it. Not that you will triumph, that you'll fight. Not any of what I'm used to seeing.
Yeah, I mean, just the silence builds for a bit before, like, the eyes just. Do not mistake my silence for weakness or lack of conviction to destroy the enemy which has crippled mine.
I don't think you're weak.
Do not mistake my silence for weakness.
I don't.
Good.
There's a bit of a brown it.
Fiona, there's never been a time that I've thought of you as weak.
You just did.
I don't understand. I don't. I'm not trying to say that I think you're weak.
Then why doubt me on the mission?
Fiona, I don't doubt what you're capable of doing. But I worry for you. Not because I think you'll fall apart. Just because we've been friends. And so much has happened. I would be heartless if I didn't worry for you. Not because I think that you can't serve Gaia. Not because I think that you can't serve the Sapts. Just, I worry for the person underneath all of the leadership and the fighting. I'm not concerned for whether Fiona von Premont can do her duties. I'm just worried about my friend Fiona.
It's like a second where she just, I mean, maybe it's weird. It's almost, if anything, it's eerie. Like she is analyzing every fragment of every word you say.
Well, thankfully, Maeve is nothing if not earnest. There are very, mild hand gestures just above, but
Oh yeah, no. You know, it's just the strangest thing to even think. Even someone so earnest, you know what I mean? She analyzes it either way.
Fiona, what do you think I'm here to do?
Considering your alpha wishes to claim my sister, I imagine he sent the peacemaker to make sure he didn't rut too hard.
What?
He looks back at the fire.
Did he say that?
He wished to care for her and provide for her. Take her in.
It's a bit of a puzzled glance.
Of course, he emphasized his family's friendship quite numerous of times, talked a lot, said nothing, but kept bringing it back to Clara each time and how much friends he was with me. I know what kind of doublespeak that is. My house and my tribe are very familiar with that kind of doublespeak.
It's not like that.
I'm sure it is not. To you. That's when she turns her head back to face you again, Maeve. It's like, oh no, I'm sure it's not. To you. Do you know what I mean? It's such a simple delivery.
Well, I've spoken to him about it. It's not like that. It may be inappropriately so, but he sees
She
you
is not
as...
a focal point for him to cement an alliance, or for him to wet his beak in.
Okay.
Emphasize that.
I will.
Good. I was in quite the duressed state, as you can imagine, considering the circumstances. But seeing as we are friends,
I'll make sure.
It would suit better coming to you, from you and your lips, rather than mine.
make absolutely sure that he understands, Fiona.
Good. Good. And as for your concern, it is not needed, however, it is appreciated. As always, you are a gentle flower offering comfort and guidance when needed.
But I don't imagine flowers do you a lot of good right now.
No. Flowers belong on the graves of the dead.
Yep, there's the little lip lick and the nod. Like, yep, that. Whew.
I must ask a question of you. You will be offended by it. I know you will, but I will ask it either way, considering the situation of my house. And she finally turns her full attention, like her whole body. And it's weird. The camp is, eerily some people are doing busy work, see her pack have kind of strategically placed themselves to always be in the conversation with somebody else to keep them distracted. You know what I mean?
It's that moment where you realize whatever's about to happen. It would take people a hot second to even notice.
Yep.
Oof.
And she just faces you fully. Those gray-green eyes lock onto you, eye to eye. Considering your former allegiance to the sept which butchered my family. In cold blood. How can I be sure of your allegiance to me?
Just, yeah, there's a hot second of silence because she has to really just let that one churn for a minute because, of course, it hurts her feelings. She won't like it. Fiona said so. She didn't like it.
Mm-hmm. But you can understand Fiona's viewpoint in a really kind of sad way. How the fuck, you know what I mean? Right now, it's like she's trying to discern who is her friend and who is her enemy.
Well, thankfully, that's part of why she doesn't immediately try to just blurt out an answer. I mean, first she kind of settles the thing, but it's hard to meet those eyes. Fiona's intense. Maeve may have a lot of breeding behind her, but she doesn't have that kind of intensity. I tried to understand, when they told us. I tried to figure out what could have been said to them or shown to them. Because I was only there for so long, but I thought I knew them. I thought I knew them better. But, I don't understand. And I mean, yeah, she's gets teary-eyed, not on command, just because it has been plaguing her. It has been bothering her. It has been upsetting her. These people were something like family,
Maeve's
and it's
feelings
been an intense betrayal to process.
Maeve's feelings are gonna be hurt, but thankfully she got successes on her empathy roll, which means her tears to her seem genuine.
That's good.
But you see it, Maeve. I'm not going to lie to you. She's not hiding it. She's making sure, and that's the scariest part. She's letting you see it. Or she analyzes those tears. The way your eyes water up, the way your cheek puffs, the way you react, the way it is like being watched.
I thought I knew them, but Fiona, I either didn't or something terrible happened, but whatever the case, I don't believe in what they did. I don't agree with what they did. I don't know how they did what they did. They may have been the place where I was held after my first change, but it's only become abundantly clear that it's not my home anymore. I don't think I could ever call it home again. I'll have
Kind
to-
of lifts Maeve's chin. And out of everyone that has come claiming to be my friend, you are the only one I currently believe. Everyone else is offering me things, gestures of goodwill and kindness. Some are well suited, and some are suited to the character itself. Some are unintentional in their deception. Others, well, I imagine they're very skilled at it. They all share one common feature. They can never look me in the eye. How's Maeve doing, by the way?
Aww. Maeve is in a weird place of like, but my feelings are hurt. You're not even necessarily doing it on purpose. It's not even necessarily your fault, but fuck, the idea that no one could look her in the face. She's running through the scenarios. She's trying to imagine why, out of everyone, none of them could look her in the eyes. And of course,
It's very simple reasons for some of them. Like Sean, for example, Sean. Maybe you've seen him do it, and he looks embarrassed because he's done. You know what I mean? But then to her, that's the beauty of it.
I imagine for some of them, it's even the you're not in good form. I'm not going to look you full in the face because I don't
Yep.
want to
Exactly.
make part of how you look right now. Yep.
Exactly.
Thank you for believing me.
You're welcome. And to answer your question of tomorrow, listen for the storm on the wind, and then listen to what comes after in the silence that follows. Then you will hear my voice.
Well,
Man, it's the coldest. Like, she's not trying to be nasty to you. It's just she turns and looks at the fire again, and you get by the body language. This is I am done talking. You know.
yeah, she just, you know what? She lets Fiona disengage because that was, whew, Jesus Christ. Lets her disengage and takes a second, make sure her face is put back together because no, we're not going to just putter around teary-eyed. And when she does lightly stand, there's the initial little glance around to see if her pack, just as quickly as they appeared, dispersed.
Pretty much, yeah, exactly like that.
So I imagine she's gone from being able to pick out each of them in the middle of a conversation somewhere to picking out maybe one over there somewhere.
Yeah, Duncan probably.
Whew, even Duncan. Jesus, that's scary.
I mean, you can see Duncan, like, he's the one you can spot. The rest all kind of just faded back into wherever they were. Albert's obviously out doing his shit.
Do you know what? Before she steps away, it's, you know what? Clearly she's talking to the fire because she and Fiona aren't in a conversation right now. And maybe next time I go back, I'll have dug deep enough to bring you something better than flowers.
She doesn't answer, but you can tell she heard what you said, definitely. She just doesn't give you a reply.
Well, that's okay. She doesn't expect one. She takes a second looking at the fire and then goes ahead to step away.
And anything else she wants to do?
I know all the stuff with Gravel Walk will be at the beginning of that scene.
Yes, it will. It will indeed.
And apparently, Roll20 is hella down. At least for the moment. At least for me.
Mm-hmm.
So I can't go look at faces anyways for inspiration. So I'll let you escape this time.
Oakley dokley.
Then yeah, with that, Maeve will step back out into the hustle and bustle of the camp to run ahead through her hair and find something productive to do.